On this video, I want to compare the MoYu GTS2M 4x4 and the QiYi WuQue Mini M 4x4. Real fast, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as it helps the channel grow. Alright, on this video, I wanted to do a true comparison to show these puzzles side by side. I know in the past, some people have wanted to see both puzzles at the same time, so here we are. With that said, let's get into it. Let's start with the specs. As you can see immediately, the price of the WuQue is about $13 cheaper than the GTS2M. Additionally, the WuQue is about 1mm smaller. Personally, I can't really feel the difference in size between both puzzles, so that difference to me is irrelevant. So let's start with the WuQue. This puzzle has medium strong inner magnets and very weak outers. For as solid as this puzzle feels, I'm not very impressed with the magnetic bump. With that said, the GTS2M has strong inner magnets and weak outers, but both are defined. Like I said, the biggest difference between the two is that the GTS2M has an actual defined magnetic bump. When I'm rotating, I have to really slow down the WuQue to get that same bump feel. As for the WuQue's tensions, they're fairly loose, which is nice, and I don't experience too much lockup for that. The corner cutting is decent too, and I can comfortably cut past that first line. Now, as far as the GTS2 goes, the tensions are a bit tighter than the WuQue. You'd think that would impact the turning, but it doesn't. The corner cutting is about the same. I can comfortably cut just past that first line. Now, for the WuQue, I feel like I have to complete all my turns and be more patient with this puzzle. It's fast, but I need to pay attention to what I'm doing when I rotate. For me, I'm definitely a sloppy 4x4 solver. So with the GTS2, this puzzle rotates very well. However, the major difference is that it's buttery smooth rotating. It feels like the margin of error is so much greater with this puzzle and allows me to be a lot more sloppy with my rotations. So for now, the biggest differences are the price and the turning. So let's see how these puzzles compare internally. Alright, so first up, we have the edges. See, comparing the edges, the WuQue's edge piece is more squared off, where the GTS's piece has these notches built in. Additionally, there are grooves built in around the sides of the edge stock. From the side profile, they look fairly similar. The biggest differences are the GTS's have a thicker base and a slight notch along the back. There is certainly more detail in the GTS's piece, and that is evident in the turning experience. So up next we have the corner pieces. I'm glad that these are so different because it makes comparison a lot better. As you can see, the WuQue's double torpedo is pretty similar to other 4x4s. They have like kind of similar layers. Both layers are roughly the same size. The upper layer is slightly larger than the bottom layer. With the GTS2, however, the double torpedo is much different. The base is much bigger than the second layer. It's very, very small. Additionally, the GTS2's edge pieces seem to fit more naturally as opposed to the WuQue's edge piece. It just seems to be out of place. I'm not sure if it's the rounded off edge stock or that it's white. To me, it doesn't really feel natural. Lastly, the WuQue's corner piece is built like the edge piece in that there isn't any grooves around the piece at all for lube distribution. It's just a flat surface. The GTS2 corner piece is built with detail in mind. You have that subtle winged off edge of the discouraged corner twisting, as well as grooves along the base of the piece itself. All right, let's get these back together. So the major takeaways here are definitely the price and the turning. Personally, I have struggled to find a 4x4 I really enjoy enough to solve on a regular basis. I was hopeful that the WuQue Mini M would be that, but I found a much better experience with the GTS2M. Algorithm execution or rotations or whatever you want to call it has made this puzzle my main 4x4. The balance between that and the magnetic strength and the buttery smooth feel was an absolute deal breaker for me. So now for an extra 13 bucks, is that worth it to you? That's completely up to your budget. On the flip side, for $13 less, you still get an amazing 4x4 in the WuQue Mini M. Its magnets are a little bit weaker and some people really enjoy that. Once you break it in and mess around with the tensions, it feels a lot better. For me, it just falls short in the turning. So hopefully I've helped you make a more informed decisions on these puzzles. And as I say in every video, Don't hesitate to ask any questions below in the comments, as I read every single one of them. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. Lastly, give it a like if you enjoyed the video, and until next time, happy cubing.